for hopping on.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G, and we're back again with EGTV, and we're going to be doing a show, and you guys know what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about all the action that happened in this Premier League week, and we're going to be discussing some of the points and some of the things that we wanted to talk about this season. And this is going to be the 10 talking points from this season and this week's matchups. Week 2 has been one of the most craziest weeks in Premier League history. They broke a record with 44 goals in a Premier League week. Has never happened before. I think the record before that was 38. So we broke that record. We smashed through that barrier, and the Premier League season started off with a bang. And you know what? I got 2 Liverpool fans with me today, and I got some Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans and everybody else jumping in too. So all big up to everybody in the comment section. Big up to everyone on social. Everyone watching on the channel, go subscribe to go subscribe to EGTV. I'm so used to saying Sunny TV. But yeah, I got Rack with me and I got Noor with me. So introduce yourselves, guys, and tell people who you support.
Hey guys, Rack here. You may have seen me on Football Terrace recently, or not, as the case may be. Yeah, Liverpool fan, as you can see. And yeah, good win at the weekend, man. Had a lot of Chelsea fans talking smack, and in the end, they got smacked. So I was happy.
Yeah. What about yourself, Noor? Tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Noor Beats, Liverpool fan as well. So happy and glad that Mane's wiped that smirk off those Chelsea fans' faces, man. I was watching the terraces with the Liverpool lads and the Chelsea lot, and I was like cringing every 2 seconds. We can't wait for Sunday.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna get into it. You want to talk about that game first, or you want to work our way up to that game? Because I think Monster and stuff are going to be joining us in Prime. So I think Monster's here just when I said it. The man himself, Mr. Chelsea. So bro, these guys are talking all about Liverpool winning and everything. You got 2 Liverpool fans with me.
What's up, man?
Timing.
What's up?
Timing.
Tell them about your channel, bro. Tell the people about your channel. And tell
Yeah,
them
obviously.
a little bit about yourself.
You know, if you know me, I'm One Star CFC in it. A bit controversial in it. You know, they've been coming pray for the rivals. They've been coming for my neck recently, innit? But I still stand on what I say. Do you know what I mean? I believe what I say, man. I don't know. I watched the game twice. I watched the game like twice over again yesterday, and I was just seeing things where I believe, like, with the right players, with 11 men, we could have caused Liverpool a problem, innit? But it ended the way it ended, so I'll give it up to them. They won, but I still believe Chelsea are going to win the league. Do you know what I mean? I believe so.
You're confident, but just looking at these stats, Chelsea didn't really give Liverpool a game after the red card, and you can say that because Liverpool were peppering you guys with 18 shots.
With 11 men, with 10 men, you can't give them a game. It's game over. Yeah. As soon as Christensen got that red card, you know what I said? Game over. That's it. Yeah. The game has ended.
Yeah, but hey, let's forget about that for a second. Let's talk about the man himself, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Will he play another game for Chelsea ever again?
I pray not. To be honest, like when I saw him in the starting lineup, I just thought to myself, is this guy really playing again? Like, I just couldn't fathom why he was playing. It just didn't make sense. I thought that was it after the Brighton game. Like, if we're trying to goal places, this guy can't be in goal, because it doesn't matter how good our defense is, which I feel our defense has been good this season. He's always going to let something in. He's just bad. Do you know what I mean?
True. Oh, yeah. And just in time, boys, before we get to the segue, we got Harris here, the Man United fan.
Yes,
bro, what's good?
My guy. I'm good. How are you, man?
Chilling. Before we get to Manchester United, we're going to just finish off the Liverpool game versus Chelsea. Did you have any thoughts on that game, and what did you think about that game, man?
No, my only thought is, Kepa's just, he's just terrible. Like, he needs to go. I think everyone knew that, but because of Thiago, I think Liverpool could do the double, man, and it's depressing, I can't lie.
Yeah. So do you think, so Monster, do you still think people are writing off Chelsea now that you've lost against this one Liverpool game?
Yeah. I mean, people. This is there's a lot of overreaction. Do people not realize it's literally the second game of the season? There's 34 games to go. The season's is nowhere near over. It's just started, innit? Do you know what I mean? So what happens then if Liverpool say they lose against Arsenal? What happens then? Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a massive uproar. This season, people are way more emotional than usual.
Football fans are too reactionary, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm happy we won, but yeah, it's 2 games gone. There's 36 games left. Plenty more points to play for. Plenty more twists and turns, and I don't want to say we were lucky, but the fact it made the game much easier for us. The fact that Christensen got sent off, and so we were able to control the game even more and play within ourselves, and it was a pretty straightforward win, but it was massively helped by the fact that Chelsea had 10 men. No doubt.
I want to just quickly apologize to people waiting since 11 o'clock. We were supposed to start the stream early, but I got a little carried away on the football terrace. I was on there for a while, and next thing you know, you can be there for an hour after you just expected to be there for 10 minutes. So my bad, guys. We had 2 guys waiting in the comment section on YouTube the whole entire time, and the guys on Facebook. Big up to you guys. Appreciate everybody and the love, Mr. Bongo, and come on, you Gunners. Zane, big up to you, bro. But yeah, getting back to the game. I want to ask you guys, from what I've picked out from the game, I picked out that away from home, you can depend on Mane, but at home you can depend on Salah. Is it a thing that Mo Salah doesn't show up away from home, or am I just looking into it too deep?
I looked at that last season, to be honest, and his away record wasn't great. I think he scored 3 or 4 goals away from home last season, but Mane does show up. He scored about 8-9 goals away from home last season, and I only know this because of the fantasy when I was deciding which one I should go for. So, but yeah, Salah is potent at home, but I don't know if it's going to make a difference now because there's no fans at away grounds or at home grounds. So hopefully he can do it in both.
Yeah. Okay, what about Monster? What do you think about the Timo Werner and Kai Havertz stuff? Timo Werner and Kai Havertz face West Brom next week. If they don't bag a goal next week, people are going to be on their head top. You know that.
I don't think the thing is now when you look at the games, you look at Timo, especially against Liverpool. I saw so many good runs from Timo Werner, and I saw a couple from Kai Havertz. I just didn't see our midfield playing that ball over the top. Because Liverpool were playing such a high line. There were so many times I just saw Timo Werner running through and no ball was coming into him, innit? So I think that's going to be an issue with us, is our midfielders not getting the ball to him, innit? But apart from that, I'm not worried because, like I said before, it's the second game of the season. I mean, Timo Werner, 2 games, he's won 2 penalties. He didn't have a bad game. Fabinho did really well against him, but he didn't have a bad game, innit? So. Kai Havertz, he's young, he's 21 years old, man. He's got plenty of time to adapt, do you know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about them.
Can I say something about
Go jump in, Harris.
Can I say something quickly about Kai Havertz? I watched him last season, for Leverkusen, and he was being linked obviously with Liverpool, so I thought I'll watch him a little bit. But for me, I think he's missing that aggression, that aggression, like, hey, listen, I want to be the main man. Give me the ball and I'll show you what I can do. I think that's missing. He reminds me a little bit, I'm not saying talent-wise, but I'm talking about the attitude. He reminds me a bit like of Origi. Origi's got a lot of talent, but he can't, like, he's not aggressive enough for me. He doesn't, like, take the game by the scruff of the neck. He's just there, happy to play whenever. You see? Kai Havertz's body language tells me, like, do you seriously want to play football, or is it like, are you being forced to play?
I think that's his game, though. When you look at him at Leverkusen, he's a chilled out type of player. There's no emotion with him, innit? So you might sometimes, if he's not having the best of games, you might think he's not, up for it. But if he's having a good game where he does things, he will still be the same way. Maybe some people might be reading into his body language a bit too much. I think that's just generally how he is.
What do you think about this comment? Havertz is a gamble. I think he's going to struggle to adapt to the Premier League, and I'm confident. On Werner.
Every player is a gamble.
Yeah,
No,
every
but
player's a gamble. I'm
personally,
confident on both of them. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Havertz is going to be a top quality player. I have absolutely no doubt about that. And he'll settle in at Chelsea, and once he's settled in at Chelsea, he'll do well. And
Yeah.
Werner's a good striker. I think in a funny way, I'm more confident about Havertz. I think he's got the quality. I think Werner, especially when you're going to be playing against low blocks. If you obviously are playing against Liverpool, where you've got team playing a high line, I think that's the right way for Liverpool to play. Personally, I don't have a problem with us playing the high line, but obviously that if you can time your runs properly, then Werner can cause you trouble. When the teams sit deep and play with a low block, then Werner's not going to have the time or the space to get in behind as easily, and that's when we'll see whether he can step up. So I think it is going to be a little bit more tricky for him when Chelsea are playing some of these kind of less established teams that part of the bus, basically.
Yeah.
No,
Just before
but
I go, I want to ask the Chelsea fans and Liverpool fans about their team. So, Monster, what I'm going to ask you about your team is how many of your first team players are missing from your team? And for the Liverpool people, I have to ask you guys, how many versatile players do you have? Because Fabinho is playing your center back. Gomez can play right back. Just tell us a little bit about your versatility. And Monster, before they go, I want you to tell us about how many first team players were missing in this game.
First team players, I won't include a goalkeeper because we've not yet confirmed it, so it doesn't count. But obviously, Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, Hakim Ziyech, and Christian Pulisic. So I think that was about 4 I named that are all missing.
So you got where Havertz was playing. Where would Havertz play if Ziyech is playing?
He will play in a number 10 role. So he'll probably play where, let's say, Jorginho was, I think. Or was
number
it Kovacic?
14? Number 14. Who's that?
14.
17.
Yeah. Kovacic.
Yeah.
Well, Kovacic will be playing, so it would be Jorginho that would miss out.
Okay. So basically, you had 4 players missing. That's almost half a team, bro.
Yeah. I think the problem is the reason why we wasn't as potent as well. You couldn't get the best out of Werner and Havertz because we had no wingers, no width. When you have wingers, you can create space for players, of Havertz and Ziyech's ilk. I blame Lampard for not playing Hudson-Odoi. He deserved to play. I don't know what's going on there, innit? And that really is no wingers is really affecting, us playing the likes of, getting the best out of the likes of Werner and Havertz, innit?
Yeah, and if you haven't got width, then what you need your width coming from the fullbacks.
Look at the difference in the bench. Liverpool's bench compared to Chelsea's bench. You could actually say Chelsea's bench is much better.
Yeah. Tomori came on and he was excellent when he came on. Azpilicueta, he's more defensive. Hudson-Odoi, listen, I'm gonna say this now and I'll say this again. If Hudson-Odoi if he's not playing for the sake of his career, I think he needs to leave.
Arsenal, mate.
Just go, man. For the sake of his career, just go.
Swap deal. What are you saying? You taking it?
No.
Are you taking this deal? I heard another swap deal today.
No way.
I don't think that deal happened.
Anyways, I'm gonna get to Liverpool guys. Tell me this: how many versatile players do you have? Because I didn't realize how many different formations and different ways you guys could play, depending on if you guys get injuries or not. Because we keep going on about your injuries, but it just goes to show you had an injury, and then Fabinho pocketed Werner as a center back.
I think that's something that Klopp's implemented in his team for the last few years. We've always had pretty versatile players who can play in different positions, and in a way that means what that does mean is if you have a smaller squad, that you can still give decent game time to players. You haven't got if you've got, for example, Fabinho. If Joe Gomez was fit yesterday, then potentially Fabinho might not have played the whole game. So if you extrapolate that over a whole season, you could have players playing a hell of a lot less minutes. But if you keep what will help keep the squad happy is if they're getting some game time. If Trent is injured and Nico Williams, who's our other youth player, then Gomez can step in. He's not going to get annoyed by not playing because he'll be playing a bit out of position, but at least he's getting some game time. I think Klopp's implemented that for a while. Like there was even an experiment last season, which was not really my cup of tea, but where Adam Lallana was playing as a defensive midfielder, which didn't work. But at least he tried it, and he tried to show some extra versatility in our squad selection.
True. Nora, do you have anything to add on your versatility, or should we just move on to Manchester United?
Oh, United. Let's get into United.
Let's get Harris on first, though. Harris, as a Manchester United fan, the first game of the season, it was almost like everybody in the media were getting ready for you guys to have a meltdown, because if you remember, fans were saying, if we lose this game, a lot of fans were saying, if we lose, not a lot of fans were saying we're going to slap Crystal Palace. You guys were going into this game so down because of the transfer window that I felt like it kind of rubbed off on the team. Is that even possible to say?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's actually peaked. Like, every United fan is frustrated. Like, I think in the whole Prem, we're the ones with the least signings. Like, it's gotten so bad, that what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, we're linked to Alex Telles, but I don't even think we're gonna get him because PSG are linked to him. But Patrice Evra came out and spoke today as well about how bad United is going right now. And this game, I actually thought we'd at least win it, innit? I actually thought we'd win. Nah, fam, we actually lost. We played so bad. Like, and people are like blaming Oli, but I wouldn't even blame him that much. Like, it's not his fault that the board's shit, but the board is kind of shit for making him manager. Like, what's he done in it? Like, it's just when you see you know what it is. Yeah, we actually got outclassed by Crystal Palace. 3-1. They put 3 past our defense, man. You are top 6 side, Crystal Palace should never put put 3 goals past. And but to be honest, the second penalty that was just jarring, fam. You know when De Gea saved it, I was so gassed, And then when they're like, oh, we're gonna retake the penalty, bruv, I was so pissed off. I was like, fam, this game is just rigged. I was like, it has to be. But I think all the United fans are going into a meltdown. What they're gonna do is they're gonna buy a player. All the fans are gonna get gassed and forget this even happened. That's just the worst thing. But personally, I don't even think we need some man like if Sancho was there, we could have won. We couldn't even won. Like, I don't think it's about Sancho being there. I just think the team's not coached properly. I see Liverpool, Arsenal.
1 second, Harris. Let me jump in there quick. I want to show you guys who they had on their bench, guys. Okay, and you tell me if anyone on their bench could have came on and made a difference. Okay, they have Fred on the bench. Besides Van de Beek, Greenwood can make a difference. Wan-Bissaka. So basically, they had some of their starters benched for this game. Is it me, or without their best 11, they can't win games?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? I expected them to lose that game only because I just felt them coming into the game. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for them, but I thought, they're not going to be fit. And what do you call it? They're not going to be fit. You know, Crystal Palace have a game under their belt as well, and they look good in their first game. And they've I just felt maybe that could have been a factor. So yeah, not trying to make an excuse for them or anything, innit? But that kind of did help.
I wouldn't even use that as an excuse because City played Wolves and they still beat them today. Like, Wolves is a hard match as well. Like,
that's kind of down to Wolves not taking their chances though. If Wolves took their chances, it would have been a different game.
But that's
City. That's City though. City's like that. City is the kind of team they will go without a preseason because it's easier on their legs.
Yeah,
the way they play.
The other thing with United is that actually the end of last season, obviously they went through a long unbeaten run.
Yeah.
But towards the end of last season, they weren't playing great. And let's not forget, the end of last season was only like less than a month ago. You know, for United, they were poor against Sevilla. They got knocked out. There were some games where they didn't really think they scored. They got the points and they won, which is, you know, at the end of the day all you need to do. But I think they got that the impact of Bruno coming in obviously had a positive impact, but that can only take you so far. At some point, you know, as a team, you need to start playing well. And I kind of felt like there was a chance. I didn't think they would lose because you don't know, but I thought there was a chance, and yeah, as it turned out, they got spanked, which was quite funny.
I think people are also getting carried away. The man Van de Beek scored a goal in a game where you guys lost 3-1, and fans were saying, but he still scored a goal. So
He scored a goal, yeah. Remember, before Havertz and Werner, yeah, as a sub as well. Come on.
I love that agenda. Harris,
Even Gabriel scored. And he's a defender, mate. So I don't know what's going on here.
Yo, what about this? I wanted to get on this. What did you guys think about the VAR decision and the fact that now they're actually going to check the VAR screens? Isn't that a good thing?
That's about time, to be honest, man. I was like so pissed off last year when they had the arrogance to say, "Now we'll do it our own way." Like you got a ruling from FIFA, but if now we interpret it differently, that inflamed me, bro. But then yesterday's penalty, I mean, was it Saturday's penalty? I'm like in between because
that was not a penalty. No way.
Let me tell you why I'm in between. Yeah, if his hand is blocking it going in, surely that's a handball. Like if he was on the line and it hit his hand, even if it's by his side, it'd still be a penalty, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's try to get the picture.
No, but to be honest, I don't think like his intention wasn't to like. I don't think his intention was to go and stop the ball in it. It was like
intention. He didn't do it. I know for a fact he didn't do it intentionally. But what I'm saying is, if it's stopping it going in, it should still be a penalty because you stopped it with an illegal part of your body. If it wasn't gonna save it.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Manchester United were shit at the end of the day. We all know that. Once they do play bad, and you know what the worst part about it is, they generally think that they have this amazing squad because of the run that they had at the end.
No. Hear me out. This is
that was not a penalty.
But this is. You know, in that image, it may. No. It's not. I refuse to believe it's a penalty. No, but
that's not a penalty. Look at his arm.
You know what the thing is though, man. If you've played football, right, you've got to run. You can't be walking. You can't be running with your arms down by your side. I have some sympathy, right? If you're running, especially if you're running at pace, it's natural for your arms to kind of go out. And the whole silhouette thing, I get it, but I think a part of it is based on a static body position, and you can't have a static body position when you're moving. If you're running, naturally your arms come out, and I think it's a little bit harsh. But the thing is, as long as they keep the same energy and they're consistent, then at least it's a level playing field for everybody.
But they didn't though, because they didn't give the penalty.
They didn't give Gabriel a penalty. Yeah.
Oh really? Okay, I haven't seen that. That's what we need. We need consistency, because then at least everyone knows where they stand, right? Then you can't complain. Like I would
be complaining if it was our team that got the penalty given against us and Man United didn't get it. I would be complaining, but at the same time, it didn't happen for us. So I'm going to be a hypocrite and say, if it doesn't happen to your team, you don't give a shit. Let's be honest.
No, but guys,
Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Before you come out, Harry Maguire. But do you remember not last season, the season before when Liverpool were in the final against Tottenham? Sissoko had his arm up, telling someone to get back.
Yeah.
And it still hit his arm, and they gave that as a penalty. So although his intention was just direct his team, the key, as Rak said, is consistency. If you give one, you got to give them all.
I think teams should try to use that, just shoot the ball at people's arms, and then you never know, you might get a penalty.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying now, it's the start of the season. Look at Leicester last year. They look like they some people were like, oh, they might get second or third. Fam, they dropped to fifth. Look at Chelsea. They were supposed to. People were like, no, they're gonna get third. They're gonna get third, bro.
No. People were saying we were not finishing in the top 10.
But listen, you man act like your team was
you guys
a broken horse. That's a good team. That's a good. You had Jorginho, bro. We had.
But everyone's prediction of us.
Yeah, but I knew for a fact, that midfield will do bits, If you win the midfield battle, you can do a lot of things in games, innit? You can't do that with Lingard and Andreas Pereira.
Okay, yeah. And these people in the comment section want to talk about Maguire. Let's talk about Maguire, okay? Maguire, was he a panic buy? Is he a fridge? Did Manchester United overpay for him? And honestly, let's keep it real. Did he improve their defense? As a rival, you got to keep it a little bit honest.
He did.
I don't know. Listen, I personally think, Maguire's like people are gassing Maguire, but the games we played well, that was Makic as the CDM. Like more times, so the games we played well, the defenders didn't have that much work to do, and I think Maguire waste of money, 80 million pounds for a fridge. Leicester fans, they don't even miss him. They got Soyuncu back, First of all, I think, I don't know what the board were thinking to pay 80 million, because I'm pretty sure these men sniffed a line of coke before doing the negotiations. Because how do you pay 80 million for this? This is the most expensive centre back in the world, and this is the standard of football now. Harry Maguire. You know what? All these men are like England will win the Euros. Not with this guy as our defender, bro. He is terrible, man. The worst thing is he's a captain. Man's got no leadership skills, bro. Like, they need to give it to Bruno or Pogba or someone, because this guy, he just looks lost, man. The only good thing he's done is played every game. But I'm done with this guy.
Guys, I'm gonna move on from that chat, and we're gonna move on to something even more ludicrous. I seen this today, and this has to be the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen. This is actually a headline on a respectable newspaper. Are you serious?
What are they smoking, bro? Do you know how they say there's a tapping merchant? He's a heading merchant. Like, that's his game. If he's not heading the ball, he's...
No, but you got good service, innit? James Rodriguez, Allen. You got good midfielders around him as well now.
This is the 5-2 that was not spoken about because of West Brom. They're saying West Brom are so shit. And first of all, Kieran Gibbs is an idiot. The man literally poked the guy in his face, almost punched him.
But James did kind of deserved that, man. You know, if he literally went up to him and just pushed him in his chest for no reason. And then, obviously Kieran Gibbs, he's gonna react in it. It's unfortunate. It's like that sometimes. I kind of feel a little sympathy for him.
What I don't understand about him, though, need to be sly. I remember when I used to play football, if someone did that to me, I'll be sly. I'll go next to them and I'll pinch them. I will scratch them. I will do something like that the referee can't see or book me for, bro. But you're pushing someone in the face. Come on. Do something where you can get good revenge and get away with it at the same time.
Yeah, where does Everton finish at the end of the season for everybody? Because this game is against West Brom. We can't get carried away. We can still look at their bench and be like, hey, they don't have that much quality. But guess what? They have Moise Keane, they have Iwobi, they have Bernard, they have Wilfried Zaha. In my opinion, they have a better bench than United did.
Apparently, Keane's looking at going back to Italy. Apparently, but we'll see about him. I don't know. I think Everton is one of those teams where I think it's a bit too early to say at the moment.
Yeah.
Because if they carry on improving, then who knows? Ancelotti's obviously a great manager, and they bought some good players. We'll see. But I think you need a bigger sample size before you start, nailing down where they're going to go. But I expect them to get top 10, but anything higher than that, I think it's tough to say, because who knows? Maybe they could get top 6.
Ancelotti did say one thing about Calvert-Lewin. A good striker has to score with his first touch. And he said he had a player in Inzaghi who scored 200-something goals or 300 goals with his one touch. And if Calvert-Lewin can do this all the time with just one touch, is there even a case for him to get Golden Boot? Or is that just overreacting?
If he's getting the service, he can win the Golden Boot. But I just, in that game, there were so many times where I saw them giving him the ball and, take on these players and things like that. He just looked like technically there was just nothing, like literally. And I was wondering, how many years is this guy really going to last in the Premier League? I don't think he's going to be here that long. Like, not trying to, diss him or anything.
Yeah. He's one of those strikers that heavily rely on service.
Yeah.
He's not one of those strikers, like if the team is playing shit, he'll do something magical and get you. He won't be one of those strikers. He's like, service is good, he'll get it. If service is poor or the team is tough to play, then he'll be hidden.
Yeah,
rubbish.
Before we move on to the next game, I want to ask the Liverpool fans, if you had a choice to have an Everton player in your fantasy team and he's going to bang you a bunch of fantasy points, or not have him in your team just because they're rivals, would you not have them in your team?
Everton, that's more for the Liverpool fans that live in Liverpool, innit? That rivalry is for them, innit? I've never met an Everton fan in my area. You see, so that's for them Liverpoolians, isn't it? But United is the issue. With my fantasy for years, I refused to put a United player in there, and I suffered for it. So that's why I don't really like playing it. I play it this time again because last year I refused to play it, by the way, because Liverpool again on such a good run. I did not want to be distracted from rooting for Liverpool. I didn't want to root for no other players or look for scores and say for City, for example. Let's say if I had Raheem Sterling, I didn't want to be celebrating every time he scored because we're going up against them. So I refused to play last year. We got that monkey off our back now, so. Yeah, I thought I'd dabble in again this year.
Now, the reason why I say this because I went to work this morning and some of my coworkers were disgusted for me as an Arsenal fan to have this man in my fantasy team.
Son.
They were absolutely disgusted in the fact that I had him in my fantasy team, not because he did amazing, because I'm an Arsenal fan. They're like, how dare you have Son?
Bro, you can't hate Son. That's the thing. Like, he's such a blessed guy, man. Like, he's too sick.
Son's a good guy.
I agree. I tweeted out. I said straight. I said, I'll have him in my team any day, anytime. He's just such a to me, he's a world-class player. He's that good.
No, I think he's heavily underrated. Like I personally think he's better than Harry Kane. Like, he's there for the team, man. He puts a shit in.
I think we all agree.
Them 4 goals he scored, man. They were nice goals as well, bro. He scored 4 goals in one game, But it's unlikely, but there's a contention for Son because he banged in 4 goals. It's some next level thing to do in a match, against Southampton as well.
Yeah, and I think to Tottenham's detriment, remember the Champions League final, they tried to force Kane in there. They got there with Son and Lucas Moura. I don't know why change it. Just to get Harry Kane in there. They do it all the time, innit?
Yo, let me ask you guys a question, though. Everybody here, do you think they're going to start playing a front 3 of Son, Bale, and Kane? And will it work?
Yeah, 100%.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
That potentially could be really dangerous front 3, depending on Bale being fit and also has he still got it?
Yeah, but Bale's the question mark, right? If Prime Bale shows up or anything approaching Prime Bale, then that's a front line to be feared by most teams in the Premier League. But again, we'll see.
But also, I think
Bale's injury prone. That's another.
I think Kane. I think it was good to finally see Kane passing the ball. So getting 4 assists for Son's goals, I think that was a good thing. That's something he's not been doing. So if he can continue doing that and they incorporate Bale and Bale's, at least 70% of himself, then there could be a problem.
Yeah, that ball he played to like a curved ball when he was running one direction and chipped it back in. That was a lovely pass, man.
But you know what a lot of people are forgetting? These 2 players, Kane and Bale, they're very injury prone, man. They might have 1 good month and 3-4 months injured. That's not good for the team, man. That's the only thing that will affect Spurs. They got Bale coming in will improve the attack, but I don't think you can rely on Kane and Bale for a whole season.
What about this? Manchester United got rejected by Reguilon, Thiago, Bale. The media love to spin that narrative.
All these men saying we got rejected by Gabriel, bro. Man, we only spoke with his agent, Reguilon, We're not a feeder club, all right? We're not a feeder club. We don't want no buyback clause, Reguilon ends up being sick. Oh, that's it. Tottenham have lost him for 45 million. It's stupid. Bale, bruv, I don't want that guy at the club, innit? Tellers, we might get him still. I can't lie. Even though I said he's going to PSV, I have some belief in it.
What's your question? Is this your question? We'll get to Arsenal in a bit. I think he's a Manchester United fan because I was getting at Harry Maguire, and first thing he does is try to get at Tony Adams. Bro, I don't care. Tony Adams doesn't play for Arsenal no more. Harry Maguire still does. And the man was doing some wildness over and thing. He was saying some crazy stuff. He's saying, "Do you know who I am? Don't worry. He told the guy,
imagine that was Paul Pogba. Imagine that.
100% he said that. You know that.
Yeah,
You know who I am.
100%.
100%. I don't care. Maybe all the other things he's telling the truth about, but 100% he said, "You know who I am," and he tried to pay them off as well.
So yeah. What's the next thing that I had on my table? Okay, let's talk about Leeds. We're gonna get to Leeds because Leeds. We always got to talk about these promotion teams. There's always one promotion team that gets like 6 to 4 good performances at the beginning. But this man said he doesn't give a shit how they play. I mean, how they win. He doesn't care if they win 5-4, as long as they win. And they won. Their defensive performances was not what he was upset about. He was upset about his offensive performances. He was saying they didn't create enough chances, and they scored how many goals?
Yeah, he lives and dies by that. Like I remember, I told you I got a bet with a friend that they won't finish in the top 10. But he is a special manager. But that defense of theirs, I watched their game. That defense of theirs is going to be a real problem because luckily, if not for the post, they would have drawn 4-4, and they were leading 4-1. Do you know what I mean? So that's going to be a real problem, and they have to fix that. Which he probably ain't going to fix it because that's just the way he is. But they do need to fix that defense. Do you know what I mean?
But one thing is, I think the players really rate the manager. Like they'll die for this manager. Like that's one thing I'll say. And I think Leeds will get a top 10 place. This guy's getting this other player, some Rodrigo player as well. But
he already got it.
This other one from Udinese or something, Rodrigo De Paul or something. This guy's got he's got some project coming up. Like you can tell he wants to do big things with this club, innit? But Bielsa, he's a bit stubborn in it. That's his problem, I reckon.
Yo, Bobby Reed came on and scored a banger. If that guy does not start next week, Scott Parker doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Did you guys see what he did? He came in. He just came in and he's like, you know what it was? It was like, yo, well, you know when you're playing and someone just pisses you off and you're like, F it, I'm just going for it. And you strike it and it goes in. It was one of them ones. It was like, you know when Conte was outside the box in that Liverpool game and he chose not to strike it, but he came back out? It was similar situation. If Conte would have striked it, you don't know if he would have scored or not.
That's the thing. Kai Havertz gave him that lovely ball. He should have shot that, but you know.
But you guys heard it here first. He's coming to Arsenal. Finally coming home.
You wish.
That's never happened.
Anyways, you guys have anything to add on Leeds? What?
Huh?
Like, we'll get to Arsenal. We'll leave Arsenal for now. What else do you guys think about Leeds? Anything you guys want to add before we move on?
They're definitely a problem. I would love to see Bielsa at a bigger club, but I doubt he would go.
You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about them playing United because Bielsa will know how to fuck up Oli because it's actually going to be a shambles, you know. Like he will actually tactically outclass Oli, like, or just be embarrassing.
I think they will lose because they're just too attackive. There's no balance in their team.
No, but that defense, United's defense is inshallah, bro. And let's see what happens in it. It's straight vibes in it. We just don't know in it.
United are not an ambitious club anymore, man. They're very weird with their signings.
Yeah, but I don't know why. Like Arsenal fans, like I can't believe. Yeah, this is coming. How is Arsenal an ambitious club still? That's what
no, you have more money than us. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, we have more money. But the owners take more money out of the club as well. I think we took like 80 to 90 million out for the owners. Yeah, the owners took out of the club's pocket to use for themselves. Like the owners don't care about the club.
A homeless man can tell you.
But how much is that in the bigger picture? United generates something like 500 and something million pounds. The owners do take out dividends of 20 million pounds a year, but like it hasn't really affected. Arsenal spending.
Should I be honest? I reckon
United spending.
I personally think in these like recent years, like one, we don't have like most clubs have a director of football. We don't have one. We just use Ed Woodward. Another thing is I think the scouting has been really poor. Like I would go out there and try to recruit the best scouts, but yeah, like I think the club's not being run that well compared to like other clubs. I think we're recently Oli signings, like they've been okay in it compared to other managers, but yeah, I just think I don't know. I think since Alex Ferguson left, fam, this club is just they don't know what they're doing themselves. And it's basically gonna be like when Messi leaves Barca. Trust me.
Yo, Monster, look on the screen. Will anyone buy this guy from you guys?
No, that's the problem. So the
Not
issue is
Valencia.
the reason why we can't get a top goalkeeper, whether it's Donnarumma or Oblak or whoever, is because we can't get rid of Kepa in it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And now
What's Kepa worth in the open market now, right? Like, what could you sell him for? Even if you really want to sell him,
he's less than
10 million?
20 million.
$10
Less
million?
than Martinez. Yeah, 10 million I'd buy.
20 million maybe? Something. I can't
Backup
imagine it's any much more than that.
it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
7-year contract as well. That's
So yeah, we covered all 4 of these topics. Now we're gonna move on from those, and we're gonna move on to something else. I'm gonna go from a little bit left field. There's been so many goals this week that what happened to defending? What happened to defending, mate? Look at this: 5-2, 4-3, 3-1, 2-1, 5-2, 3 goals, 4-2, 2 goals, 1-0, 3-1. Like, this week has been absolutely mad. Even the first week, even when you think about it, there was a 4-3 Liverpool, right? Arsenal game had 3 goals. Chelsea game had 4 goals. It's just been a madness. Is this how it's going to be the rest of the season? Just goals central, or do you think it's going to fix up?
I was talking about this last week, and I just think the quality of defenders has gone downhill so badly compared to like the past. In it, I think these players, they focus on passing out the back, but when they get pressed, the ball gets taken off them. People will score. I don't think the defenders are like as brave as they were back then as well. I just think I don't know what's missing from them, but there's so much focus on attack that the defense is going to shit. That's why
Kepa's way worse than De Gea. Don't ever compare Kepa and De Gea.
When De Gea
don't mock
is
De Gea,
at his
man.
best, he's the best goalkeeper, one of the best
De
I've
Gea
ever
wasn't
seen.
even bad that game.
I think he's on his way back.
No, yeah, I think Henderson's kicked him up the arse, innit? So like he had to pattern up a bit. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't compare the two. I think it's kind of insulting, honestly.
Probably because they're like Spanish goalies and everything. Yeah, so.
Okay, but anyone else have anything to say about the defending? Because in my opinion, it's not about the level of defending. I think it's just the game is more favoring goals, and the Premier League want more goals. So the rules, like the penalty rules, all these rules are just making it easier for people to get goals, and it's not really helping the defenders.
Yeah, and also I think it's because then now, like almost every team is on this pressing game now. Every team wants to play out of the back. Every team wants to play this expansive football. So you tend to get more mistakes. You tend to get more chances. That way it's easier to score, innit?
Yeah.
But I can't lie. I think it was like Lyon versus Man City. Even though they conceded a goal against them, these men defended really, really well. I think while I'm judging this on United, some teams aren't coached as well and built as a unit. Like, if you move as a unit, it's very hard for your team to concede as well. Obviously, you get done over by VAR sometimes, but that's just football, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna move on from the defending, and I was gonna go to this topic here. What do you guys? Where is it? Cesc Fabregas said Mane is the best player in the league. Is he? What do you guys think about that?
I tell you what, I tend to agree with him. I remember we tweeted that last season, and I retweeted it. Cesc, I think overall he's saying impact, defending wise. What is it? Heart, drive, never giving up. I mean, Mane is
intangible.
All those intangibles Mane has. De Bruyne, yes, talent-wise for what he produces, fantastic. But does he give you the defensive solidity that Mane gives? Does he give you the never die attitude that Mane gives? Does he give you especially for Kepa? You know, a lot of people saying Kepa made that mistake, but it's Mane who forced the mistake. If you slow down the footages, you'll see him do a little zigzag run, telling him you're gonna pass left, are you gonna pass right? Which one? You pick one, and then
off the passing lane.
Yeah, he cut out 2 passing lanes basically. He went left and then made Arrizabalaga think, no, I need to go right, and then passed it to him. So I tend to agree with Cesc.
And also like some people say Salah, but if you deep it, like last year, Mane, if you take out penalties, Mane was like the highest scorer for Liverpool, I think, in the Premier League, innit? That guy is something else, man. I love the guy's work rate. I think
No, if you take out penalties, Aubameyang was the highest scorer in the league, by the way.
No, but that's in the league. I'm just talking about Liverpool still.
At Liverpool,
but I can't, like, with Mane. Yeah, he's not wasteful with his shots. I think Salah's a bit more greedy as well. Like, I just see like the Atletico Madrid match. Man was just shooting out of nowhere, just to, like, he was fishing for a goal, but nothing was coming. I think, yeah, that as well.
Yo, breaking news: Suarez to Atletico and Morata to Juventus. What?
Suarez to Atletico.
Yeah.
What?
Great.
Yeah, that happened earlier today.
Wow.
Mad.
It happened.
So we just finessed.
it happened.
We just finessed Atletico, and they used him for a year and a half. We finessed 50 mil out of ridiculous.
I don't know
what is Juventus doing? Juventus is just getting a bunch of outcasts that nobody wants. All these major clubs in the world are falling off. Barcelona's falling off. Juventus is falling off. All these guys are slowly falling off. It's just Bayern Munich somehow. They consistently scoop up all this amazing talent. They went from Ribery and what do you call it, Robin, to now Sane and Gnabry.
Don't forget Kingsley Coman.
Transition. I've never seen a team win a Champions League while they're in transition.
But
you know what? I often say that Liverpool's the best run club in the world, but if there's a club that's better run, it's Bayern Munich, man, because what they've done over the last year. Actually, I mean, even before, they were starting to put the pieces in place, like Monster was saying, bringing in players like Kingsley Coman. But they've we knocked them out of the Champions League last season. There was their golfing class. Look at them this season; they're amazing. You got to take your head off.
Monster Harris, are you letting him get away with saying Liverpool are the best run club in the world?
No,
the best run club.
If you deep it, Bayern, the amount of money Bayern spent as well on that starting 11, like these man are messing around. Like they got players like Kimmich, Goretzka, but they barely paid anything for players like that. Alphonso Davies, man came out of the MLS and bro, he's tearing it apart in Europe. Yeah. These
Barcelona actually said we don't want Alphonso Davies because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
United were linked to Pulisic and Alphonso Davies, but I don't know why. Like apparently their scout could scouted them, but we never got them. It's stupid.
Igal, do you disagree that Liverpool, if not the best, then one of the top 2 best run clubs in the world?
You could say.
I think you guys have a few more seasons to before you can say that. I think you need a few more.
The best run club are clubs that are living way beyond their means, that are performing year in, year out to win trophies and do good things. So in that case, I would say that the best run club for me would have to be like an Atletico Madrid, Tottenham. Those kind of clubs are the clubs. Even though I hate Tottenham, I can't lie. They don't spend money. Atletico
are hugely in debt. One of the reasons why they're having to sell players is because they're massively in debt. Part of that is stadium debt, don't get me wrong, similar with Spurs. Spurs have just taken, I think, £210 million loan from the government.
What about Dortmund? Dortmund is the best run club in the world.
Dortmund's like stepping stone.
But that doesn't fulfill your criteria about consistently winning trophies, right? Because
Tottenham
don't
win
agree.
trophies either.
If you're looking at a team that can find talent and develop talent and make them some of the best players in the world, absolutely. But I think the reason why I say we are because we've been building this project that Liverpool have been on has probably been in the first 3 or 4 years of FSG's reign were a little bit rocky, but they had a vision. And in the last 5 years, each year we've steadily improved.
We were building this since Kenny Dalglish came in. Let's be honest. You're on your 4th manager.
Yeah, I think you lot need a couple more or 1 or 2 more league titles before you can claim that title. if you ask me.
Yeah,
No, guys.
there's a point to that, but I think also if you look at like don't get me wrong, because this is going back to the money about money spent, but relative to what other teams in the Premier League have spent, relatively speaking, considering we've also had to sell players as well to generate some of that fund, I think we've done pretty well. When you swap out, obviously the Coutinho gets talked about a lot, but we've sold other players and reinvested that money and reinvested wisely. So,
but as you say that, yeah, I've actually got a fact or the stats that of teams that people will say Chelsea do this, Chelsea do that. Chelsea actually have the 4th highest player sales and loans in terms of bringing in fees. They're 4th in Europe because we loan out, and obviously people take the piss out of
have an army of players. They get
a loan army, but we bring in about 100 to 200 million a year off those loans.
Monster, I'm not questioning that, but I've tried looking into this, right? And I couldn't find any evidence by any neutral source saying that Chelsea bring £100 million a year from loans. I haven't seen any, and no neutral source anyway. Maybe there might be some Chelsea blogs and people who say stuff like that. But £100 million a year on loans, what I will tell you
crazy to me. We loan about let's think about it logically. We loan about 40 something players out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, the loan fee ranges from about 2 mil to 5.
If you're loaning under 18 players to Vita Sanam, you're not getting £2 million for under 18
players. It goes from 200k to 5 million, I would say.
Yeah, you can. To Vitesse Arnhem, you definitely can get 2 million out of that.
Under 18 players?
Listen,
Rob Holding, this is the Dutch league, man. It's not like the Dutch league is swimming in money.
Huh?
Like if you loan I don't know, Courtois, for example, out to Atletico, then I can understand you're going to be getting bigger fees. But I think a lot of the players
was 18 when we loaned him out.
No, yeah, sure. I mean, that was perhaps not the right example. But how much? Yeah, okay. Andy Carroll was 2011. Yeah, something like that. And
we're gonna get back on this. We're gonna get back on this because we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna have other shows to discuss this. We can maybe at a more reasonable time next time. I apologize, guys, for having you on so late. But let's end it off with this. I want to talk about a little bit about my boys, Arsenal. And there's one thing I want to get on before you guys make fun of me or say anything negative. I'm gonna bring it up myself. We were very poor. And it showed that our consistency and creating chances and our creativity is still a problem. We do not create enough chances. And if I show you guys the XG, because I know some of you guys might appreciate stats, but the XG was horrendous. Look at this. The XG was 1.4 to 2. And look at how many shots they had, like pop shots, compared to us. We only had, what is that? Like 3 to 4 chances. They're the pink ones. Or purple, whatever that is.
Egal.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with what Arsenal's doing at all. They're winning. And they're winning good, they're winning ugly. I can't argue with that. My only issue is it just, to me, it's a bit hypocritical that a lot of Arsenal fans were saying they will live and die by the fluid football, the beautiful football. now they're playing park the bus football. All of a sudden, do you know what I mean? They're okay with it, but I don't mind. I think Arsenal are doing great. I think they're a threat, and I think they could beat Liverpool this weekend. You never know.
You know what it is for me, man? I don't think you could say we're playing park the bus.
You don't think so, right?
But we don't park the bus against West Ham. We did not park the bus against West Ham.
You did.
If you actually look at the stats, you will see that we had majority of the possession, 63% of the possession. Yes, we only had 7 shots, but we were clinical with our finishing. We had 3 shots on target, 2 of them went in. You know what I mean? And in those situations, even when you go to the Fulham game, the thing why people criticize certain people like Jose Mourinho, because he would go with Southampton and try to park the bus against Bournemouth. We wouldn't do that. We would only park the bus against teams that are better than us. And you know what? We have to raise our hands and be like, yo, Liverpool are a better team than us. But if we come with the correct plan, we can cause them problems.
Yeah,
That is what I'm saying.
I agree. And look, you did in the Community Shield, for example. Although you were, I wouldn't necessarily say it's parking the bus, because you created a really good goal against us, and you played through our press, and then that gave you found the space, and Aubameyang put it in top corner. Can't really complain about that. I think Arsenal are going in the right direction. Me and you, Gal, we've exchanged a few messages in the past, right? I think Arteta is the real deal, man. I think you guys have got a good manager, a good potential manager on your hands, and we'll see what happens. But so far, so good, I think.
What about our options?
I've got one question though. I've got one question. Why is Pepe starting on the bench? Like, I just don't understand that. He's a really creative player. Like, he's a really good winger, but my man's 75 million, 70 million starting on the bench. Willian is starting ahead of him. I don't know what's going on there.
Willian had a preseason. Pepe did not play one preseason game. He's being eased in, and you know what? Consistently, all three managers that have had Pepe so far, there's one thing that they've said about him. In training, he doesn't train like he's getting ready for a game. He kind of just walks around, and it's almost like he's one of those people who just like, when it's game time, I'll show up. But until then, I'm gonna be it's like almost like the Dele Alli type thing. He's a lazy trainer, but in the game, you can see that laziness in training show up in game, and that's what they don't want from him.
And also, I think Pepe, the way he plays the game, he tries. Sometimes I think he overcomplicates things. Where Arteta wants it. Listen, let's go. Let's pass when you're in a good position. While Pepe holds on to the ball a little bit too much for me. I see it all the time. I'm like, bro, you could have passed it. There's like Arsenal become frustrating because he holds the ball a little bit too much. Does one player, stops, waits for the guy to come back, then does him again. For what? Like that's all good for playing in your local park against your friends. You try and embarrass them, but in real football, you need to get results, and I think that's why Arteta is probably teaching him a bit of a lesson. But eventually, if he does come good, as in like he buys into the philosophy of Arteta, then you can have Willian on the left, Aubameyang in the middle, and Pepe on the right. That'll be
Can I tell you why I'm excited? Our midfield is shit, but we have our attack. We have Saka, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Willian, Pepe. We have Eddie Nketiah that can come in. We might possibly be getting Zaha, which I don't think it's going to happen, but we could possibly get him. Our defense, we have Bellerin, we have Rob Holding, Gabriel, Kolasinac, Tierney. We have Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez. Just so many different options. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, so many different options. To me, we have the depth for a team that can do good. It's just we lack the quality midfielders to get better, because this area in the midfield, unless we improve that, we're never winning anything.
Mohamed El-Neni masterclass.
Well, the Arsenal team is definitely it looks like a really hard team to break down. I can't lie, an impossible team to break down.
Oh, Prime's here. Better late than never.
Yeah, this whole thing about Arsenal,
is that Prime?
I just find it quite ironic that the fact that these Arsenal fans, I'm not even saying you necessarily, Gal, but slated Jose's defensive football, slated Chelsea for years, but now you're loving it. You're loving life where you can sit back and counter against this dominating Liverpool team, dominating City, and you can pick up wins.
I said the same thing.
I find it funny, to be honest. But either way, carry on. You guys are doing well. You should enjoy it.
Yeah. Anyways, anything you guys want to say about Arsenal before we move on? Because I want to talk about Antonio.
Yeah, one last thing as well. Arsenal is going to be interesting when because I don't think this is his system that he wants to play. The 3-5-3, I think it is, that he's trying to play. It'll be interesting to see once he moves back into the traditional 4-3-3, how his team performs. Right now, he's a little bit like, he doesn't trust his defenders. But once I'm so eager to see Arsenal come out of their shell and actually play football, especially against the big teams, like go.
today on Twitter, the transfer exchange show said that this deal is done.
What
And
deal?
it's going to be 45 million plus 10 million add-ons, so 55 million.
When you say deal is done, do you mean personal terms with the player or with the club?
Personal terms done, and fee is going to be 55 million, including.
No,
you're breaking Monster's heart, man. You're breaking Monster's heart. How was Monster's go?
Igal, that's not answering the question. You said personal terms is done. I'm talking about fee with the club.
Fee with the club is apparently agreed, and it's going to be 45 million plus 10 million add-ons, so 55 total.
Okay, that'll be interesting then.
I don't believe it.
Why is Ozil back in training? Do you think he's going to play?
Ozil, we can't get rid of him, mate. We can't get rid of him.
No. Why is he in training though?
Because we can't get rid of him. And you know what? It's something's written in his contract where if he's around the club but he's not actually in the match team, he gets less money. So I think we just keep him around. But yeah, that's what's going on with him. But I'm hearing there's some crazy stuff, guys. I know I'm delusional, but apparently this could happen. Apparently, the reason why Edu is apparently saying he looks at teams like Man City and he's saying you need to have more options up front, and he's thinking give them Reece Nelson and Emil Smith-Rowe on a 2-year loan deal, and we get Zaha on a 1-year loan deal with an obligation to buy, and we're going to give them 45 million.
That's a bad deal on Palace's part.
It's very risky, man, because if they could get Emil Smith-Rowe and whoever the other guy and Ketia, but if they go down, they lose between 100 and 150 million pounds.
The guy wants to leave, and he's been twerking for us for a while. If you guys remember,
he definitely wants to leave.
Well, he's been twerking for a move in general.
Yeah, he wants.
Even the nightclub that he went to is announcing it.
But he's also an idiot. He shouldn't have signed that new deal, man. Like, if you want to leave in the relatively near future, don't sign a 5-year deal. Like, if it doesn't have a buyout clause or something.
His agent ill-advised him. That's all it was.
Yeah. So maybe it's not him. Whoever's advising him, they made the wrong choice, man. Because now he's stuck. And I think a lot of top players are stuck. You could Ozil was in a similar situation, right? Who's going to pay Ozil's wages? No one.
Diego Simeone.
So what do Arsenal do?
Huh? Diego Simeone wants Torreira. So Arsenal have now been given an opportunity to get both their guys. And if we can get both of them.
But for how much?
Stop it, bro.
I don't because I heard that
Arsenal going to get Mbappe while they're at it.
No, that's not true, because Atletico Madrid came out and said, pay the release clause and you will get it. If you don't do it, no swap deal, no nothing. Pay the money.
Guy, I love you, man, but you need to stop it. You're not getting.
And also, right now, Atletico, there's some kind of system in Spain where basically, if you owe a certain amount of money, the La Liga is only allowing clubs to spend a certain amount of money unless they can shift players off their books. And Atletico are in that situation because they're trying to buy a defensive midfielder. I can't remember the guy's name. I think they're buying him from one of the smaller Spanish teams. And right now, they can't bring him in because they haven't got enough money on their books. So,
okay, guys, I'm going to go to sleep soon, but this is a speed round. I need everyone to give me your answer and be definitive. No explanation, just strictly definitive, okay? Kepa, is he going to get any game time after the new goalkeeper comes in? Everybody,
yes.
One by one.
No.
Yes.
If he does, you need
Carabao
to
Cup. Carabao Cup, maybe. But
Carabao Cup, FA Cup, maybe, but maybe even in the Champions League?
No.
Okay.
Next question. There's no way.
Next question. Rhian Brewster, if he goes to Palace, does he bag more than 10 goals?
Yes.
No, not in the first season.
He's not getting more game time than Batshuayi this season.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I say.
Okay, next one. Tottenham situation with Dele Alli seems like he's on the outskirts and he might be sold. Do you see him leaving? Do you see him going to PSG or the other teams that he's linked to?
No.
Yes.
No.
I want them to get Lingard. Yes.
No. PSG aren't spending that much money on Dele Alli.
Okay.
Well, actually, maybe they are. PSG are idiots, so maybe they are.
Okay. Next question. Liverpool are touted to go after Kylian Mbappe. I know this is a whole topic for another video, but Kylian Mbappe to Liverpool next summer, is it possible or is it unbelievable?
You know what? Maybe that's why Liverpool have been so stingy the past few windows. They're saving for Mbappe. So yeah.
No. I mean, that's not the reason. We're not saving for Mbappe. It's not completely stupid. It's not completely stupid. It's still highly unlikely. He's going to go. He's basically his final year of his contract is next season. So, and he wants to leave, right? So he has a lot of power. The question is, will Liverpool offer enough versus Real Madrid versus the other teams that want him?
True.
Nope.
I think
because
probably not.
Not only is he going to be a record transfer fee, probably he's going to shatter your wage structure. I just don't see Liverpool paying all that. Like I just don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see any Premier League team paying.
The next one, Monster, you're gonna love it. Monster, you're gonna love the next one. Apparently, if Jadon Sancho is not signed by Manchester United by the end of this summer window, Chelsea will be looking to purchase him.
Nope.
It makes no sense.
No, because we signed. I said this a long time ago. It's either going to be Ziyech or Sancho. It can't be both. So once we sign Ziyech, that dream of getting Sancho's is over. Forget. It's not happening.
I'm hearing Callum Hudson-Odoi leaving and Sancho being support.
Sancho has to start. Do you know what I mean? So is Pulisic going on a bench? Probably, yeah. I would say yeah, but I don't know. I doubt it. I can't see it.
I think Havertz goes on the bench.
No, Havertz plays on number 10 though. Sancho plays on the right.
Sancho can play 10.
Sancho to United. What's the on the scale of 1 to 10? What do you guys give it? I think I'm giving it 6 at this point.
I give it a 9.
7.5, maybe an 8.
I give it a 9.
9?
I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.
I think everything. It's the whole thing is just the haggle between Dortmund and United, but personal terms and everything is done apparently. So,
but there has to come a point, like Dortmund. Then I don't think they'll wait until the final week of the window to let him go. Like that would be a bit dumb on their part. There has to come a point relatively soon, like in the next week, I'd say, where it's put up or shut up, or it's go or no go.
Do Dortmund have a replay? Sorry, Rax, go.
Like, no. I mean, if Dortmund wait until the 5th of October or whenever the window closes, like, seems that would seem like a bit of a weird move if you ask me, because then there's no time to bring anyone in, unless they're working on bringing someone in, but who knows?
Okay. The next question is for Noor, because Noor's been quiet. Bale.
This comment is the dumbest comment I've read tonight. DT destroyed Anita? Come on.
Don't worry. Arsenal's playing Liverpool this weekend. So
did DT even say anything on that live stream? Because all I heard was a lot of air coming from him.
He laughed and laughed.
Everyone's answered something. I'm gonna give Noor this question. Noor, Bale, does Bale come back to the Premier League and set it on fire, or does he get injured and not do what he's supposed to do?
I see. I honestly think Bale's past it. He'll have like a few good games here and there, but to consistently put Tottenham over the top, I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, when you say over the top,
I mean,
get
them back on the top. I mean, get them back in the top 4.
Harris, when did you jump out? I didn't even notice.
I don't think it's getting. I don't think getting top 4 would be that hard.
Don't you think?
No, assuming Man United don't get Sancho and stuff, I don't think it'd be that hard. And even then, Europa League is the best bet, in my opinion. I think Spurs will win the Europa League, and this was before Gareth Bale.
They're not winning shit under my watch.
I look at everyone else that
Tottenham.
I look at everyone else that's currently in it. Keep in mind, Champions League teams haven't dropped in. What other teams are there right now that's a threat?
You know what, bro?
Arsenal, but I don't trust Arsenal.
AC Milan in Europa League.
AC Milan, bro. AC Milan, all the Italian teams are frauds. We slapped up Napoli. We slapped up AC Milan. We slapped up everybody. They're all frauds.
Yes, you did, but yet you still lost the final, though.
All the Italian teams are frauds.
But if Sevilla dropped to the Europa League, you got a problem there because I see
Oh yeah,
that
knowing them
happen.
because
Them boys,
professional.
them boys win the Europa League, and then they realize it means they qualified to the Champions League, and they're
Them
pissed.
boys win the Europa League like Arsenal win the FA Cup. It's judged.
No, but you know what? That is what happens in football. You win too much of a trophy. Like Liverpool, if they win another Champions League and they never won the league, people will still get on them by saying you never won the Premier League. Right now,
we've done it.
now-
So, right.
yeah. So, ending it
You
off.
reckon the Liverpool
Ending it off, right? The final thing that I want to know: can somebody score the record goals in a single game this season? Because last season we seen Leicester score 9, we seen a Man City score 8. Can somebody score 11 goals this season or 12
Man
goals?
City will do it.
11 goals.
against Fulham? Anything's possible.
You know what? One thing that you have to give credit to Man City that I don't think Liverpool have is the fact that Man City can go for the kill. I don't see Liverpool, and Rax, you can tell me I'm probably wrong. I don't think Liverpool can go for the kill in games.
Do you know who the team I feel like there's someone's going to score a record amount of goals against? It's going to be Leeds. It's going to be Leeds.
Even though against Leeds, it'll still end up being like 7-4 or 7-5. So that's not a bad scoreline.
Are we going to see a 20-goal scoring game ever? Because Bayern have already scored. Bayern have already scored in their first game 8 goals.
And that's my point about what Bayern. They can go for the kill repetitively. Chelsea, Barcelona, Spurs, Schalke now, they've done it repetitively against Arsenal. They can go for the kill repetitively. I don't see Liverpool being able to do that. And that's what brings that fear factor.
I'm shivering in my boots.
Okay. So everyone, yes or no? Will we see 11 or 10s this year in the Premier League? Anyone scoring 11s or 10s?
No.
They happen so rarely, man. There's
what do you mean? Last year we had 3 games that went over 8 goals in the Premier League.
You mean cumulative goals? Okay,
no, one team.
What were the games?
Man City, Leicester, and didn't Man City score 7 another game? I think.
Yeah. It's true.
Who were the teams against? What was the team against?
Okay, Southampton versus Leicester. Watford versus Watford got 8 goals against them, right?
Yeah.
And then who was the other team that they scored 7 against? Was it against Newcastle or was it somebody else? Newcastle was 5. But anyways, Man City are something else, bro. I'm bored of watching Man City. They score so many goals.
They score so many goals. I'm bored.
I haven't seen Arsenal score 5 goals with a clean sheet in forever. These guys do it every game week almost.
City are good at piling on. Like they don't, because they got a good bench. As soon as they take off Raheem Sterling and wherever, another 2 crazy Mahrez comes on or Bernardo Silva comes on, and they're hungry. So
you know what's fucked up with my fan base? We're signing Zaha and Willian, and they're saying why? We have Martinelli and Saka and Eddie and Nelson. Like, calm down. Just take all of them.
Igal, that is a point. It means less game time for your. Because people say Martinelli's apparently this generational talent. Saka's meant to be this generational talent.
I don't care. If it means we have Aubameyang, Willian, Pepe, Lacazette, Zaha, and then Martinelli and these guys are deep down the bench.
No. Igal, I'm not saying you should care. My point is you shouldn't hype up these guys and then next season they're not playing at all.
I don't care if we win games. Let's be honest. Do you give a shit if Callum Hudson-Odoi plays if you win the league?
No. But that is my point. Don't hype up these guys to be the next big thing because next season they probably won't be playing at all.
Yeah, just like Rhian Brewster, he's gonna probably be sold, and you guys won't care anymore, right?
Not if Liverpool win another Premier League this season. They won't.
Yeah, I think they'll have a buyback clause. Hopefully, it comes good in it. Because I like him. He's good.
Guys, Monster, I think you're falling asleep on me.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
My bad. I kept you guys late. Harris, you've been quiet. I'll let you go first.
Tired, bro.
He's tired.
You headed. I'm closing it down. Harris, what do you got to say before we leave?
Oh, wait. What do you ask me? Sorry,
Before we sign out, what do you got to say? Do you have anything to say?
Bro, just keep it real, innit? That's it, innit?
Shit the bed just like United, bro. It's okay.
You're a United fan?
Yeah.
He says that with no confidence. Oh my god, bro. Harris,
But
have a
no,
good
you
night,
know
bro.
what? I'm a United fan, yeah. It's just 120 in it, but come on.
All right, have a good night, bro. Peace. Yo, Prime, what do you got to say before you go?
Arteta's doing amazing right now, but I'm interested to see if and or when he goes through a rough patch, because every young manager does, and I want to see how your fan base reacts to that.
Respect. And I'll tell you this, there was people who were supporting Emery after he didn't win a game for 2 months. So I'll just give you that. Anyways, peace out, bro. Noor, we're going to be back for the Liverpool preview on Thursday with Rax. And what do you got to say before we go?
I said there's going to be interesting this time, innit? We've got Thiago pulling the strings. So, as Monster would say, pray for Arsenal.
Yeah, peace out, bro. Yo, Monster, I know you're tired. I'm sorry for keeping you up so late.
It's
what
cool,
do you got to
man.
say, bro?
All I got to say is pray for the rivals, and I still believe Chelsea will win the league. I stand on that. Do you know what I mean? My belief. Yeah.
All right, bro. And yo, man, respect to you. And listen, don't ever listen to the haters, bro. These guys, these guys on social media, there's some people that are just disgusting, and they're not Liverpool fans. They're just subhumans.
Yeah.
They said.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, I don't blame. It's not Liverpool, or I know it's not everyone. It's just a few people in it. But you know, I respect all football fans. I love all football fans because we all love the game of football. Do you know what I mean?
And you know what one of my moderators just said to you? Pray for Monster. Respect, bro. I love,
respect. Bro. Enjoy.
And then, Rax, you're the first one on the stream. You thugged it out, waited all night. What do you got to say before we go, bro?
Thanks for having me on. Good show, man. It was nice to be on for the first time, and looking forward to go head to head this weekend. It's going to be a good game. I rate Arteta, and obviously rate Klopp. And you've kind of given us a few decent games recently, so I think it's time that we show you who's boss. But we'll see what happens at the weekend. But we'll chat on Thursday.
All right, man. Peace out. And everybody who came and watched us, I appreciate you guys. People in the comment section with Zane, LeBurkamp, Skills, Ben Over, all you guys, every single one of you guys. You guys been the man, and you know what? We do this for you. And stay tuned. We might be small right now, but in a year's time, in a month's time, you don't know where we're going to be. So stay locked, and we're going to keep growing. And you know what? I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.